The average age of a Mercedes customer has gone down drastically, what it was 20 years back. The consumer's expectation is more tech. Customers get everything in their mobile today.
Correct.
So all that we need to do is that give them that touch and feel.
Resale of your vehicles, so what kind of customers are those?
So these are our aspirational buyers. It's my first upgrade to luxury. So I want to test the waters. So let me try it out for 2 years and then maybe upgrade to a new car.
What advice would you give to someone who's looking at making a career in sales or a career in the auto industry?
If you have customer centricity in you, and Landmark and Mercedes are the place to be.
Welcome to the Auto Leaders series presented by HT Media. This is the show where we go beyond the showroom floor and spotlight the stories, strategies, and leadership philosophies transforming India's automobile landscape. In each episode, we meet the minds shaping dealerships into hubs of finance, marketing, innovation, and customer care. Today's theme, Beyond the Showroom, explores how leaders are redefining what it truly takes to successfully navigate the world of auto dealership. And our guest today brings over 34 years of experience across automobiles, FMCG, and pharma with a proven track record in sales, marketing, after-sales, used cars, and dealer network management. He has steered brands like Audi India and Jubilant Motors, and today leads as the CEO of Mercedes-Benz Landmark Cars, Mumbai, driving growth and customer excellence in one of India's most premium networks. He has also won the Best CEO Award for India for Mercedes twice in 2019 and 2022. Please join me in welcoming Ravi Shankar Kailasam to the Auto Leader series.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhishek, for having me.
Can I call you Ravi?
Yeah. Ravi is perfect.
Thank you so much for making time for us. I would like to start off, when did you learn to drive and how did it all start?
So I should talk about driving means before the four-wheeler it was the two-wheelers.
Right.
Of course, during my school days, I remember my dad had bought a new two-wheeler and that's always an excitement for you to learn driving. And he in fact didn't learn the driving properly and he was struggling to put the gears. So my first coach was my mama. So from whom I learned driving, and that's how I kind of sneaked out the two-wheeler to have my first hands on those two-wheelers. And of course, as I went about working and graduated is when I moved on to learning the first four-wheelers.
Understood. So what are you driving right now?
So right now I have a Mercedes-Benz E-Class.
Right. And how do you manage request or advice when your friends and near ones come and ask you which car should they purchase?
As much as possible, I try to go beyond the brand when it comes to suggesting cars to my friends and family. That's how I try to consult. So having been in the automotive landscape, people also should get the best advice on what is what. So I try to understand their needs.
Right.
And of course, yes, people know that I work for Mercedes-Benz. So they come up with that request also that is there any good cars that which I can recommend. But I try to give them the best fit what is possible, go beyond the brand and somehow sneak them slowly through the brand which is Mercedes-Benz.
Why not? You must be getting some really interesting insights when people come and ask you what their preferences are today, looking at 2025, how things have changed dynamically and users' behavior has changed, consumer behavior has changed. So I'm sure you must be delving into all of those insights. Tell me, how do you join the auto leadership universe? How did this all come about?
When I was in a FMCG company, PepsiCo, and that's when I randomly looked at an opportunity which was coming in the Middle East, and that's how I happened to apply and join with Toyota in the Middle East. So that was my first exposure to automobile landscape in the Middle East, and I was there with them for almost a decade, learned through the nuances of retail management, dealership management and everything I learned. And as you know, Toyota is known for continuous improvement and quality and just-in-time principles and various things. That's where my initial days of automobile got really stronger.
So that's a different market altogether, Middle East. So what are the early challenges that you faced? Obviously, when you made the shift from Middle East to India, there must be a cultural change also that you must have experienced.
Yes, of course, yes. India is a vast market. So I joined Audi at the regional level. So I was handling to start with the southern region, southern and the eastern region is what I started to handle. And that's when I found out that headquarters is Mumbai. And India is a country with a lot of different cultures from north to south, you know that.
Absolutely.
So it's very important for people to understand the local market and the local culture. So that's where I found as a brand that time, the brand was reasonably well established in the west and the north, but in southern part of the country they were a little bit struggling.
Right.
So possibly me being from South India was able to bridge that gap when I joined them, and that's how I was reasonably successful when I joined them and was able to turn around the market.
So tell us one thing, which is the city or which is the region that sells the most Mercedes?
So in India, I should say the number one market for automobile is Delhi NCR,
Okay.
followed by Mumbai. So Mumbai is the second largest automobile market for India.
Understood. So how do you see your leadership style changing over these few years? Because obviously you had the experience of FMCG, pharma, as well as you've then straddled into dealership ecosystem. So has that leadership changed over time, or you've picked up a lot of learnings over the time?
Of course, I did pick up learnings. So it's a very different ball game being on the OE side and then coming into the retail side. So when you are on the retail side and as a CEO of a business, a lot of challenges that you unearth. You handle a large team and you have white collar team reporting to you, you have the blue collar team reporting to you. So we have to look at sales, we have to look at marketing, we have to look at operations, HR and service. So you have challenges in every department. So that also made me a leader who are able to have a good knowledge about each and every vertical of the business. And of course, there were stumbling blocks in the initial phases where when you deal with a white-collared manpower and when you deal with a blue-collared manpower, it's very different. So you need to come up to their level, adapt yourself, your thinking, thought process, adapt yourself to their level so that you are able to bring in the value addition and satisfaction accordingly.
Understood. I'm sure that when you were working with Audi, there was a certain style of working, and now that you've come on this side of dealership,
Yes.
do you feel that the conversation has changed a lot because you're more consumer facing now?
Yes, we are more consumer facing, and more importantly, we are more internal consumer facing, which is our own team.
Right.
So since I have a large team internally who are consumer facing, some of them directly do not face consumers, but they are responsible to bring in customer satisfaction, like my service technician. So a very different team altogether to deal with, very emotional. So you need to connect with them very emotionally. You need to come down to their level to connect with them, which all these experiences you don't get when you are in a OE setup. So when you come into the retail setup, you start interacting at different level of people, and that also brings in a lot of value addition in your own self, how you look at management.
Correct.
So different levels of people, and of course I need to groom the next level managers. So that's a real big challenge that you have in a retail network, where you bring in the next level leaders, groom them so that they are able to run the business for you.
Right. You hand the baton to them.
Yes.
I'll talk a little more on consumer. I understand you also have to, apart from selling a vehicle, there is also this whole aspect of insurance and financing the car.
Yes.
So how do you look at that as an approach? Do you bundle it in a conversation, or you present it as a separate component when you're making a deal?
Mercedes currently is now direct to the customers from the manufacturer. So what we try and do as a franchisee partner is to offer the vanilla product to the customer first. So customers are looking at a lot of products in the market, and when they come to look at luxury and then to a Mercedes-Benz, we offer them the best product that is available and that suits the customer needs.
Right.
So they first look at the car and what does it offer and does it meet their needs. So that is what we present to them first, post which once we kind of give them the best what they want. Of course, there are people who choose to buy outright, there are people who want to have tailor-made finance solutions. So that's when we try to pitch the best possible finance solution to the customers. So we wanted to make it affordable, as much affordable as possible. So finance is one of the very important aspects that we present with the car to the customers. And of course, insurance and other value-added things comes in later. So we have a one-stop shop there for offering everything to the customers, and we offer it to them basis their needs.
Since we're on the topic of price, I would like to talk about GST. With the recent changes that have taken place, there has been a reduction. It is a good time. It's a perfect time in the festive season when the GST rates have been reduced. Can you walk us through how that impacts your customer today?
Of course, we should thank the government and the Prime Minister for bringing in a revolutionary change in the GST, and it has made even more simple so that people are able to comply to it much better. So, as you all know that now the GST is on only two main slab, which is the 5% and 18%. And of course, there is a special slab of 40% for certain select goods, including the luxury automobile. So this is actually has benefited, GST change has benefited the entire industry, I should say. So there is a positive change, price reduction to the tune of 5 to 7% across a model range for the consumer. So as Prime Minister committed on the day of Independence Day that we want to give a good Diwali, that's what actually he has given to the entire industry. We expect robust demand to pick up with the festive season coming in. So customers, there are a lot of people who are waiting on the wings to get the right deal. Now is the time that they should come and close it, because the prices of all the cars have become really attractive.
I would like to also talk about how the sentiment has changed now, because during COVID, a lot of industries did get affected, especially the hospitality industry, the travel industry. Auto obviously indirectly got affected. How much has the marketing budget shifted post-COVID, and what changes have you made in your own outreach today?
So first and foremost, if you ask me, the YOLO effect has caught in with the people now.
Yeah.
You only live once. So people would want to enjoy what they would want to enjoy at this life of theirs. So that is one big change which has happened. And of course, we had struggle in the year of COVID, but post that, from 21-22 onwards, the demand started to come back. So there was a robust demand started to come back where people wanted to start indulging.
Yeah.
What is more important for us, Mercedes-Benz as a brand, is we also wanted to see everybody aspires to own the brand. It's a highly aspirational brand, being the inventor of automobile, but not everybody is able to afford it. So what is our key objective as a Mercedes-Benz franchisee partner is to make this product affordable. So that's where we are able to reach out to more and more customers by taking them the affordability story of owning the Mercedes-Benz. That is one. And plus, from a marketing standpoint, we have moved a little bit away from the ATL route to bring in more customer, engagement. Yeah, more customer centric and more customer experience.
Right.
More customer experience with the brand. So we have taken the digital route and we have taken the customer experience route. So where customers are able to get the best experience, touch and feel of the product, we also connect with certain good getaway experiences. Like you have got customers who want performance. So we have performance brands like AMGs where we bring them the performance-based events to them. And we also have the top-end Maybach customers who want their exclusivity. Yeah. So we would like to bring them that kind of exclusive luxury events for them. So we are wanting to give customers the exclusivity in terms of what they deserve, and that is what is going to make them stick to the brand more of.
Understood. But auto is such a touch and feel product.
Yes.
You really want to experience the vehicle either by driving it yourself or being driven in it.
Yes.
So how are you balancing traditional versus digital strategies? Because yes, digital is important in understanding what your consumer wants. But at the end of the day, you need that person to also feel and experience the vehicle.
So that's what. So digital is something which makes the customer aware of what is available. But how is it and how does it suit me? For that, what is important is the personal experience. Okay. So once the customer connects with us, we are able to get in touch with the customers. We do offer personalized experiences.
Yes.
So we also have certain profile-based events that we conduct. That is also another routes and medium of us to connect with the target customers. Like as I said, we have exclusive events for Maybach profile customers or an S-Class profile customers. So similarly, when we organize such events, we connect with the right target audience, and we are able to give them the touch and feel what they deserve, and they are able to take it forward.
Coming to your earlier point where you spoke about so many models Mercedes has, including the Maybach. Now, how does it help when it when every brand has its own identity, how do you work within those specifications? Because at the end of the day, you are still mapping the consumer's need to the model, or it's the other way around where you show them the entire bouquet and then they are able to probably aspire more and move to a bigger model. How does that work?
So it's a good question. Customers are highly knowledgeable now.
Okay.
So compared to what it used to be 2 decades back and today, customers get everything in their mobile today.
Correct.
So they know the models, they know the price, they know what it offers. All that they need is a good experience, the first-hand experience with a automobile brand and the partner.
Right.
That's where we try to bring in the difference. And of course, basis each one's need and the budget in which they come across, they kind of shortlist the model already.
So they've already
have something in mind.
This is
they
the
already,
model.
Yes.
Okay.
They already have something in mind.
Okay.
So all that they need to change is that should I look at an E-Class or should I look at a GLE? So because I know that the price band is in that range of 10% plus or minus. Or should I look at a GLS or should I look at an S-Class? So this is where the customers basis their need and everything, they are almost there. So all that we need to do is that give them that touch and feel and reassure them that what is the best for them. Whether SUV makes the right fit for them, or do they need to go for a performance SUV or a performance car or a 2-door coupe. There are a lot of things that we have, but it's purely
the lifestyle.
That is the thing at the end moment is where we are trying to bridge to what they would want to buy.
So these kind of customers, are they looking at making a statement, or this is a lifestyle choice that they have made?
Both. I should say. In fact, you get into a star and get out, you are making a statement which is automatic. But people are also nowadays looking at what is the right fit and what is the right model that they would want to be seen, and what is the right color that they would want to be seen. So there are people who are equally color conscious as well.
Yes.
So that's how you will see a lot of such stars who want to make a statement basis the car in which they come.
And tell us about some superstition wherein some consumers want to pick up the car on a certain date at a certain time. I'm sure that's pretty rampant even in this segment.
Yes, very much, because it's a very emotional purchase.
Yes.
Car is an emotional purchase, whichever brand that you buy. It's a very emotional purchase and people want to be right, and they are highly superstitious, and they would want that product, whatever that they have chosen, to be bringing in a lot of good virtues to them and good luck to them. That's what we also wish. And that's what I keep telling my sales team, how to find out whether the prospective customer is hot or not.
Yes.
It's easy talking about some
auspicious
day or something in the family, like a birthday or an anniversary. If that is the case, he is a hot customer whom you should target.
The way you are analyzing somebody who walks in the showroom or shown interest in buying a Mercedes, how much does regional and cultural dynamics play a role over here? Does your salesperson talk to a Delhi customer differently from a Mumbai customer, or the pitch is almost the same?
Let's talk about Mumbai. We handle Mumbai region. So when you handle Mumbai region, we have got showrooms across the length and breadth of Mumbai region, showrooms and workshops. A customer from South Bombay is very different from a customer from Thane.
Of course.
So you have the profile, the educational background, or the demographics are very different.
Okay.
So what it's
but
very,
purchasing parity is same.
Purchasing parity is more or less the same.
Yeah, but then
yes. So you have a lot of neo-rich when you go up north in Mumbai. Yeah. So you have more traditional rich when you come in south. So people have already experienced luxury in south.
So these are probably first time luxury.
These are probably first time. So you have more aspirational buyers in the north. I'm talking about north of Mumbai.
North of Mumbai.
And people who are in the south who have already experienced luxury, they need to have speed is of essence there, and they need to get what they would want. So they have experienced almost all these brands. So the requirements are very different. So when we place our people also, that we are very careful on how he is able to meet up to those kind of clienteles.
Understood.
So that is very, very important, and it does make a difference when the salesperson is able to emotionally connect with the clientele, whether you are a Delhiite or whether you are a Mumbaiite, how emotionally you are able to connect with the clientele and able to support him come to a purchase decision.
Can you walk us through any memorable interaction wherein you didn't expect the sale to happen, but it was very difficult to convince a certain customer, or it was a very easy experience? Something that really,
So I don't want to take a name,
Sure.
but it happens to be one of He's one of the leading sales coach in the country.
Understood.
And a Maybach customer. And but he was using a 9-year-old Maybach, which was coming to me time and again for service or some general repairs or something, and I've been talking to him. It's almost 1.5 years back, I pitched him the new Maybach, and he said, Ravi, I'm looking at a specific car and a specific color, which unfortunately that time was not available. It was on 8 to 10 months of waiting. And I was showing him an alternate SUV. Maybach, and which he did take a drive, but he was not very
thrilled about it.
He wanted a sedan. And there was one fine day I had the sedan available with me, and I invited him. So just why don't we? And we have been only talking over the phone.
Oh, okay.
We have been talking over the phone, not in person, always talking over the phone, chatting on WhatsApp, and wanting to connect. So when I am occupied, when he is occupied, I'm available, or when he is available, I am not available. Like that, almost for 5-6 months, we were not able to meet. One fine day, we were able to connect, and we fixed up a meeting just to meet for a cup of coffee in our showroom.
You don't want to talk shop.
Yeah. So there was no plan to sell him a new car or anything like that. But what I did, I told my general manager sales to just bring in the new Maybach and keep it on display. And this gentleman arrives, and of course in his existing Maybach, and we met for a cup of coffee, and the meeting happened over a cup of coffee, and I just showed him, sir, how about you having to experience the new car? No hard these things. So let's have a look at it and experience it. And in an hour's time, the car was sold to him.
Okay.
So we worked out the deal, we worked out the finances, we evaluated his existing car, and the meeting, which was about to last for 1 hour, lasted for almost more than 2 hours. So his assistant said, sir, we had no clue. Sir always plans his purchase well in advance. And this is the time we never knew that we were going to buy a car. But so much time he spent, and he ended up buying the new Maybach. That was one of the success stories I can talk about.
There is also this whole instant gratification that people seek when they want to buy a luxury. But the way luxury brands are, even if you want to buy a Rolex today, they make you wait. They put you on a waiting list. How do you manage these kind of expectations? As you rightly said, that this person, the vehicle he had in mind, would come in 8 to 10 months. But then how do you manage these long conversations where you give them a longer timeline?
So it's very tough. In fact, it's easier said than done, because this is an impulsive purchase. And if I wanted it now, I wanted it now. Right. Because I do not know how my emotions will be 6 months down the line. So it's very difficult for us to manage such situations. And what we always do, of course, with support from the manufacturer, that we try and make sure that at least 80 to 90% of the demand is met through us having planned our stock in advance. And of course, you cannot be perfect all the time. You do have scenarios where suddenly a new launch or a new product and it is booked. So it's a thing that you have to keep on managing, and it's very important aspect. That's where our CRM comes into play,
right?
Where we do have engagement with these customers on a timely basis. We know that the customer is interested in a car and it's going to take minimum 6 months. So we have periodic engagement with the customer, giving them the information about their order, giving the information about their arrival dates and everything. So we keep engaging with them.
That's pretty interesting, considering that a lot of economists or people who are very strong in finance refer a vehicle as a depreciating asset. But you still manage to see customer loyalty. You still manage to continue engaging with the consumer, because maintaining a Mercedes is also not cheap. So how do you keep that relationship going with the customer even during post-sales? You were telling me that your earlier customer would keep coming to you for repairs. So how is that complaint resolution strategy working? And how do you look at solving that?
I wouldn't use the word costly. So let's say that when you are buying an automobile, you need to maintain it. Any good product that you, even the costume that you wear, you want to wash it with a good soap.
Yes, right.
Because there are a lot of light detergent is very, very important, for it to be maintaining its sheen. Similarly, for an automobile, timely maintenance is key. regularly, the well that you maintain, it is going to improve your resale value of also of the asset. So that's what we always keep talking about. That so Mercedes-Benz has got very good retention program. Of course, basis the age of the car, we do offer attractive service cost to the customers, so that they are able to afford, or they are able to have that motivation to maintain the car with an authorized workshop.
Right.
So we do have good retention programs for our existing customers, which is one of the important tools for us to bring them to the workshop, as well as upgrade them, as well as retain them with the brand.
So, if I have to delve a little more on resale of your vehicles, what kind of consumers or what kind of customers are those? Are they somebody who are wanting to sample the car first before making a brand new purchase, or those are the guys who just want to take a leap?
So these are our aspirational buyers.
Right.
So these are all aspirational buyers, unable to afford a new Mercedes, but
it's
wanted
not.
to.
It's not as cheap. Also, it's because these are very well maintained vehicles.
Yes, so that's when they get these offers. So we have good used cars which is there in our portfolio for us to offer. We also have young used cars, sparingly used demonstrator cars which we offer it to customers. So there are a lot of plethora of options. So when customer is, so he is an aspirational buyer and he wants to, he has decided to own a star.
Yes.
So it is our responsibility to give him the options, what is possible, and make it affordable with the right finance solution.
Yeah, because if one compares it to Western countries like America, there's no shame in buying a used vehicle. Over here, there is some kind of a social stigma at times that you bought a used car, although that's changing now.
Yes.
But at times, owning a used car is not looked upon as
I wouldn't,
royalty.
Yeah, so but times are changing and people are looking at good used vehicles. So that's where we have now. So this is an industry which is still yet to really evolve in India, but we have a lot of interest from customers looking for a deal, looking for a good used vehicles. So as you also said, they would want to first, it's my first upgrade to luxury. So I want to test the waters. So let me try it out for 2 years and then maybe upgrade to a new car. So we have those kind of customers as well.
And that's a very important customer because he or she is actually really going to give you real-time feedback because they are actually in the process of trying out the vehicle and probably giving you interesting insights. Is that a journey toward brand loyalty also? Because looking at the competition today, I think everybody wants you to try the vehicle in a certain way and then stay with you, because once you are married to the brand, you won't change the brand very often. It's in this segment. Is that a pattern you see?
Yeah, so true, because in this industry, when I am bidding for my first luxury car, there are a lot of questions that they have in their mind, and will I be able to afford? I do want to own it, but will I be able to afford? What will be the service cost? That's where dealers like us come into play, where we keep them every detail of what is needed very transparently to them. They will get to know what is the service history of that particular car, who was the earlier owner. So we give them everything, what is, has the car met with an accident or not. So only with an authorized dealer, you get all this information very transparently.
Right.
So we give them all information that is needed for them to put the money on that asset. And then, of course, take them through the entire journey, through the entire ownership journey. That's what I keep telling my sales team. Don't look at this customer for one transaction. So he can be there, even if he's a prospective customer whom you have not made a sale, but he can be your guy who can open up to new customers. So every interaction that you do with anybody, make sure that you give them the best, and of course he is worth millions for you.
Absolutely. Any interesting feedback that came about in these kind of interactions which you took and applied it either to loyalty building or as a business case study? Is there any feedback that somebody gave you and that opened up a lot of windows for you all?
Like
if a feedback came in terms of you should have a showroom in this place, it's easy for me to commute, or I'm just thinking out loud, or is there a certain feature that the car should have? If that person is also probably reviewed a BMW or an Audi, who's your competitor, and they probably said that how come you don't have this specific feature or this specific scheme? Has any of those conversations led to a positive outcome?
So I would put it a little different way. In fact, Mercedes has been the inventor of automobile, and there were many things that we have pioneered. So currently, I would say we have one of the best finance solution that is well accepted, 50% of the customers who are buying finance are buying it through the agility finance mode, which is nothing but the buyback scheme for the customer, where unlike in Western world where majority of the customers lease the car, in India leasing as a concept is still not popular at a personal level. Of course, you have companies which give that benefit of leasing to customers, but here it is something similar to that, but you own the car. It's a ownership scheme where you only pay for what you use. So this is a scheme which is pioneered by Mercedes-Benz Financials, and that is one of the important product which has improved the penetration of luxury goods among customers.
So in the long run, it looks like a more enticing, or rather more bang for your buck when you look at it, that because it's just like the iPhone, right? You buy the latest iPhone, and you know after 2 years you're going to get a pretty good resale value so that you can upgrade to the next iPhone.
Exactly, something similar to that.
Understood. I'll come to competition, since you said that you're the pioneers. How do you see the landscape right now with so much has changed in tech? There's EVs that have come up. Which is the biggest challenge you see right now in 2025?
Biggest challenge is always to keep you updated, So the best to become better is the biggest challenge, and customer expectations and customer wants are also keep on evolving. And today, the average age of a Mercedes customer has gone down drastically, what it was 20 years back. So the average age has really gone down. So today's customer, the consumer's expectation is more tech, of course, without compromising on luxury. Safety, performance, and tech.
Tech has become the new word.
New word.
Also, with the whole smart intelligence that is there, you want to start conversing with the vehicle.
Yes. So there are a lot of new things which today's consumer expect. So that is where I think the challenge lies, and Mercedes-Benz is really investing in the tech for tomorrow. Wherein I should say that the biggest R&D center for Mercedes-Benz outside Germany is in India, in Bangalore, which they have the biggest R&D center. And today, we should be proud to say that there is India in almost every Mercedes-Benz that is sold across the world.
It's very interesting you say that, because even the driving attitude or the driving behavior of the consumers in India and Germany is so different. So any specific insight or behavioral shift that you all look at when you're looking at India as a market and when looking at Germany as a market, because of the way users drive today, the car drivers are driving the vehicles today?
So I may not be the right person to comment on that, but I'm sure with my experience, what I can talk about is most of these brands have test markets.
Okay.
So the markets where they sell the cars the most. So these are all the markets where they do consider customer feedback. Like before launching any new product, they do look at different geographies in the world.
Sure.
Maybe in Middle East, maybe in Africa, maybe in Europe, where I see.
Because driving speeds are the lowest, I think, in India.
Exactly. So like that, India today has become one of the important markets for all these brands, where they do consider the Indian consumers' needs, basis which they do the speccing and the requirements. Of course, we have a product team in India who balances the product spec availability to the price and brings in the right match for what is needed for the Indian consumers.
So any specific changes that vehicles have seen? Is there a difference between a vehicle that I buy from Germany today or if I buy from India? Is there any stark difference?
I don't think so, but there are certain regulatory requirements which countries will have, basis which the manufacturers will have to comply to. Otherwise, I don't think there is any change between the products that you buy anywhere in the world. Quality, the durability, everything is almost the same.
Because as somebody who travels to Germany very often and is able to afford a car purchased from Germany, I think Volvo has this special scheme wherein if you buy the vehicle from Sweden, they even fly you complimentary. I don't know, is that really true or not? I don't know. But that's one of the, reasons why they would rather sell you the vehicle from Sweden, but I don't know how true that is.
There are experience centers in Germany where people come from across the world to take delivery of the car from Stuttgart, from the factory. So there are experience centers. Few countries, few people try to do that.
Do customers sometimes come to you and say that, take us to your R&D center in India, we want to drive it the way your engineers are probably testing it? Do you get those requests?
So we have driving programs organized by Mercedes-Benz worldwide, and we have like the SUV challenges which come in. We have the ICE drive experience which happens in the Nordic region. Like that, you have drive experiences which are conducted every year, for which we do select few customers who are really enthusiasts, who want to go and experience the best at the most challenging circumstances. Of late, recently, we have also come up with driving experiences. We recently had one in Booth International Circuit last week. So we are coming up with similar experiences in Curry Motorway in Coimbatore and in Chennai as well. So this is something which we have packaged it for Indian consumers, where people can come and try out their Mercedes-Benz in the track. What they experience in Germany, they can do it in Indian tracks.
And you can actually reach the same speed levels also.
Something similar, yes. So we have instructors, of course, at a guided program we have organized.
Amazing. That's lovely from a strategy insights.
Yes.
I would like to talk about the location competition or the geographical competition. I spoke about Delhi, but you didn't want to. Although you said that Delhi sells more Mercedes, is there a healthy competition within your own teams where there is somebody who's selling Mercedes in Delhi or somebody selling Mercedes in Chennai? Do you all converse with each other?
Of course, we have a network of Mercedes-Benz franchisee across India, and Landmark happens to be the largest franchisee partner. We represent multiple geography for Mercedes in India, including Gujarat, Mumbai, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, Hyderabad, and recently we have forayed into Patna, Bihar as well. We are well connected with the other franchises across India. And of course, there is a healthy competition. Mercedes does recognize the best partner, and we do compete in a very healthy manner to try and exceed the expectations of the brand.
What advice would you give to someone who's looking at making a career in sales or a career in the auto industry? What would you tell that person today, obviously, who is looking to interact with customers?
So it's a very, very exciting industry to be. You should not look at how it is perceived in the external world. Like you look at a Salman Khan or a Shah Rukh Khan, you do not know how much hard work has gone behind what they have become today. So there is what is seen on stage and what is going through behind the stage is very different.
Right.
So that's where it's a very, very attractive industry when you look at it. But you need to really work hard. And what I would advise to the newcomers who are wanting to make a career in the industry is, if you have customer centricity in you, willing to work hard, and want to experience the best of automobile, this is the industry to be, and Landmark and Mercedes are the place to be.
Awesome. That really sums it up for us.
Yes.
And this has been a lovely conversation. I hope you keep hitting higher gears and keep breaking all your sales targets and overachieving all of them. We wish you all the best, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Abhishek.
Thanks,
Pleasure
Ravi.
meeting you.
It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the Auto Leaders series presented by HT Media. In today's conversation, we have seen firsthand how leadership in auto retail is about more than selling cars. It's about innovation, adaptation, and building lifelong relationships. A special thanks to our guest for sharing his expertise and stories. If you're an aspiring leader or industry professional, remember, success comes from continual learning, genuine customer care, and embracing change. Stay tuned for our next episode.